A great morning to all delegates and presenters at this conference. I am very excited to be here, so thank you very much, Xavier University, and all of the members of the organizing committee for having me. And please accept my advance congratulations for successfully organizing this momentous event. So, I am here to share my study entitled Misconceptions Towards the Department of Education Advisory, which probably will raise some eyebrows after the presentation. So I guess all of us have already heard the term deputy advisory, right? And most of us, if not all, are probably familiar with what it is. Now, for the sake of those who are not aware, in a nutshell, it is a document issued by the Department of Education here in the Philippines to inform its stakeholders, particularly teachers, of professional development opportunities that may interest them. So now that we all know what it is, let me proceed to the rationale of the study. Okay, so roughly a decade ago, there was information already that the said document is being exploited by institutions and organizations organizing professional development opportunities for teachers, such as but not limited to seminars, research conferences, and publications that are using it in the way that it shouldn't be used. In fact, DepEd itself has released DepEd Order Number 8, Series of 2013, to address this issue and to raise malpractices in the use of the document. As we should all know, a deputy advisory is actually issued to organizations that organize professional development opportunities for teachers for the purpose of information dissemination and nothing else. It is basically an assistance to teachers who are looking for such opportunities. Hence, it is just a document issued to let everybody know that such an event, for example, will happen on this date and is organized by this organization and nothing else. It is not a proof of approval by the department. It is not even a document that is intended to inform everyone that the event, for example, is co-organized by the Department of Education. In fact, it is wrong to think that DepEd is involved in any way in that event just because it was issued a DepEd advisory. Likewise, it is wrong to view it as an endorsement or proof of legitimacy, as it is very clear on every DepEd advisory that it does not serve as an endorsement. However, organizers of development opportunities seem to have intentionally misled the public from these facts, with many posting advertisements for their services alongside the Department of Education advisory that was issued to them, which seems like they're saying, "Hey teachers, this is an event that has a deputy advisory, and this is the deputy advisory number," using it like a justification that the event is good and a legitimate one. I have even seen many putting the logo of the Department of Education on their promotional materials, not because DepEd is a part of the event, but because it was issued a deputy advisory, which is completely wrong. In an event that I attended several months ago, one of the speakers even told everyone that the event is indeed official, as DepEd has issued it a deputy advisory. So obviously, it is used to justify the event. It's like they're using it to make people think that the event is really legitimate. What is worse is that many teachers accept that message. In fact, there are many people, many teachers that I know and that I see in social media who comment on posts in social media about professional development opportunities asking if it has a DepEd advisory, which raises the question of why. I mean, why are they asking if a certain professional development opportunity posted in social media has a DepEd advisory? What would that document provide them? Will it give them confirmation that it is endorsed by DepEd or that it is legitimate? I really don't get it because, again, that is not what the document serves. Additionally, um, it is also worth noting that this kind of practice may lead to encouraging more and more organizations to misuse it. In fact, um, during the pandemic, I have noticed that it has gotten worse. Since we have shifted to living in the virtual environment, more of these practices became evident as institutions moved to fully utilizing social media for their promotions. So basically, despite being an issue several years ago and DepEd issuing an order for clarification, the problem seemed to have gotten bigger. Additionally, with this kind of practice, we have to uh, understand or realize that there are professional development opportunities out there that we may perceive as legitimate even they are not, making many teachers vulnerable to predatory conferences, awarding ceremonies, publication opportunities, and the likes. Therefore, it is crucial to address this problem and ensure that all teachers have accurate information to make informed decisions in the future. So all of this information has motivated me to conduct this study. Now for the objectives, I was able to determine the levels of knowledge and attitude of Filipino teachers towards DepEd advisory. With this, I was able to learn whether they are aware of the real purpose of the document or not, and I was able to tell how they perceive professional development opportunities that were issued such a document. I have also successfully determined significant differences in their knowledge and attitude when grouped according to their age, sexuality, and educational attainment, as well as learn the significant relationship between the two primary variables, eventually resulting in conclusions on how the teacher's level of knowledge affects their attitude towards the use of DepEd advisory. Okay, so when it comes to the methodology, you can see that I was guided by a descriptive research design and that I have employed a quantitative research approach. I have limited the respondents to primary education teachers from all over the country who were eventually selected randomly. Primary teachers, since they are connected with or at least under the DepEd or Department of Education. I did not involve senior high school teachers because they could either be under TESDA or DepEd, and I excluded tertiary education teachers as well who are perceived to be under the Commission on Higher Education. Now, to determine the number of respondents needed, the original plan was to compute using Slovin's formula. However, without access to the information of how many teachers exactly are there in the Philippines, I have settled with 200 since based on my research, 100 is believed to be the minimum sample size needed to get meaningful results concurred by many statisticians according to Fox 2022. So higher than 100 would be more